Welcome in, everybody. My name is Bree, and I'm so excited that you're joining me today for this 10-minute full-body mobility flow. Now, I did start with a little bit extra time on the clock so that you have time to get in position if you're not already set up, because it's very important that you are set up in the suspension position. So notice I'm already ready. I have my MAXPRO in the high mount, and the suspension just means that I have the cords to the length that I want it to be at, and then I have it all the way turned. So I have my dial all the way turned on both sides to the locked position. Now make sure that you are in position for that specifically, and then we're gonna get right into this workout. So our first move, I'll go ahead and preview it for you, and we're gonna be repeating all these moves twice through. So we're gonna go through the flow, and then we'll repeat them again. So you get 2 times to really get it in your body. So I want you to come into a split stance at first, and we're gonna go on both sides, 30 seconds each leg. Check it out. You're gonna lean forward, and then you're simply going to drop your back knee. Go ahead and come with me here on this first side. So you're gonna feel the stretch through the chest, and then as you go down, you're gonna feel it deepen a little bit. And now a flow specifically is calling out that we're gonna be moving while we stretch. I'm gonna let you determine the speed that you wanna go. So lean forward, drop down, and then just know on these unilateral sides, we're gonna repeat on both right away. So finish your last couple, and in 3 seconds, go ahead right here, switch those legs. Same thing, so a little bit of a lean forward, and then drop the body weight down. Now it's also gonna be great if you start to think about tucking the hips as you drop down with that back leg, because we will be getting even deeper into your hip flexors. Now, if you wanna make this a little bit bigger, you can also give me a little bit of a 180 sweep overhead and work through a little shoulder mobility there. Good, just a few more. And then we're gonna go into an alternating flow next. All right, here we go. So we're gonna go side to side. Now take those legs a little wider. Check it out. You're gonna come into a lateral lunge. So I turn, low lunge, twist towards the back, come back to the top, and switch sides. So this is a full body. Notice my arms coming all the way around, and I'm sweeping, and I end up squaring off my shoulders towards that back wall. So join me now. As I'm coming down with the legs, so I keep my legs wide, they don't necessarily go anywhere. I just drop down into that low lunge. So your body will dictate the range of motion. And we're gonna keep going. We have about 20 more seconds. We're here for a full minute. And then next, we're gonna come into a little bit of a lat and hamstring mobility flow. So I'll be facing my MAXPRO, but I will also demonstrate towards the front. Keep going, you have a few more, just so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I want you to turn and face your MAXPRO, and you're gonna end up coming into a kneeling position. So as you come back, it's gonna stretch the lats as well as your hamstring. Then you're gonna come forward and push forward. If you want something under your knee for support, please go ahead and do that. And here we go. We're gonna start with our first lead right here. So as I face you, I'm doing exactly what I just showed you. So we stretch forward and back, leaning into that stretch, little hip flexor, and then coming back, keep going. I'm just gonna demonstrate. As I come back, I'm lengthening through my hamstring. Now we're holding 30 seconds on each side, and I'm gonna have you switch legs. Whatever leg's forward, you're gonna end up switching that around. You have 3 seconds, and now switch your feet, and we're gonna go same movement, other side. So lean forward, and then sit back. Now, how far you go in either direction is going to be really dictated by the range of motion in your lower body. But as you sink back into that hamstring stretch, I want you to feel like you lengthen through your lats and through the armpits. Good, you have just a few more seconds on this side. You're gonna pop up, and we're gonna hit a single-sided hip flexor stretch as well as an overhead reach. Good, go ahead and come up and join me now. So take your first lead side back. Same arm has your MAXPRO handle in hand, and we're gonna tuck under. So here's that tuck I mentioned. We're gonna go 30 seconds each side. Ready? You're simply gonna drop down, sweep overhead. So it's a very simple movement, but very important to keep that hip tucked under. So as I go down, I sweep overhead. Now also, if you come forward a little bit more, that's gonna challenge your range of motion in your shoulder a little bit more. So make sure you determine the right distance. You gotta make sure you have that tuck and the right depth that works for you today. Good. Simply switch. I'm going to stay on this same side so I have a little more space with you. But coming down and up, same thing. Just second lead. 30 seconds. And then what do you know? We're halfway through our 10 minutes. We're going to go back to the top. We're going to repeat all those again. Good. Keep reminding yourself about that tuck. And I'm going to seamlessly move into that first chest stretch that we did. We'll take that first lead side back. Good. 3, 2, 1. Transition with me. Take that first lead side back. Angle the arms. Remember, you lean forward, you drop it down. Now, always positioning and repositioning so that it works the best for your body. And then really, I want you to lean into this second round. So one of the reasons that it was important for me to move us pretty quickly, but hit 2 sets, is because this second set, you're gonna feel even better with it. Good, if you wanna go ahead and take the arms overhead and hit that mobility, go for it. So remember, lean forward, tuck, reach overhead, switch those legs. Nice job. Lean, and down. Now you don't have to give me that 180 on either side. And what I want you to really think about as you're doing this, keep going, I'm just gonna kind of explain the methodology. So as I come forward, I'm stretching through my chest. As I go down, now I'm stretching through my chest still, but I'm hitting a little bit more of that pec minor. Perfect. Finish your last one. Bring those legs wide. We're going into that lateral low lunge, sweep overhead. Now, if there's one that I'd have to say is my favorite, I actually think this is it because it's a little bit challenging, but also you have so much room to grow in this one. So come down into that low lunge and then twist. Good. Keep going. You know the low lunge you've probably seen, keep going, I'm just showing you. You know the low lunge you've probably seen where you twist? We're mimicking that movement with our MAXPRO. How great is that? You have 20 more seconds. And with mobility flows, isn't it more of a, we get to do 20 more seconds? No more have-tos when we're working on these. Speaking of mobility flows, this is a specific workout that you can put in after workout or a standalone. It's so great always to include mobility into your routines. Okay, guys, go ahead and face your MAXPRO. Go right into that lat hamstring stretch. So as you sink back, first leg up, then come forward and lean forward into that stretch. So I sink back, and then I press forward. Now, the beautiful thing about suspension is it's really difficult without suspension to mimic that kind of resistance to help you get a nice stretch. So as you lean back and get that hamstring stretch, you're really feeling it through your lats, right? Okay, go ahead and gently switch your legs. And I'm paying attention to that time. Begin. So sink back and then come forward. The forward, you're really focused more on your lower body and tucking underneath, and I'm just gonna show you from the side for the sake of visuals. So what I do is, I sink back. This is stretching through my lats as well as my hamstrings. As I come forward, I actually bring my arms down a little bit. Now I'm focused a little bit more on opening up through my hip flexors and my lower body. All right, you have just a few more, and then we're gonna go into our single-sided hip flexor, big sweep overhead. Go ahead and come up and transition with me here. Now, just because we're doing 2 sets today does not mean that you can't do more sets on your own. I just wanted this to be really manageable. Actually, we'll start with that first arm only because I want you to plug this in whenever you can. Okay, here we go. Come down into that hip flexor stretch, sweep overhead. Nice job. Now we're gonna go 30 seconds each side. We do have an extra minute on the clock, and we're gonna finish with alternating hip flexor to an overhead reach and kind of bring it home together. So big sweep overhead. Notice that I actually have a range of motion that's pretty big with my arm behind my body. You could be closer. Good, and you don't even have to give me that semicircle. You could be focusing purely on the hip flexor. Switch sides. Also, don't be surprised if you work up a little sweat with this because it's very movement-based. That's one reason I absolutely love mobility. Not only is it so important for our bodies, but it's still movement. So don't discount it. These 10 minutes are really well spent. Good, okay, we have a really quick transition coming up. Finish your last one. Grab both handles, and here is how we are gonna finish. So come forward a little bit. Give yourself room. Step back, tuck under, and switch. And this is how we're gonna finish out today's flow. This is very functional. If you feel that you get into a flow, flow is just painting the image of seamless movement. Keep going. If you feel like you're getting a little bit off balance, take your time. Stagger, tuck, reach, come up, switch. I love the versatility of this 10-minute full body flow. Good, come down, reach, come up. Love it, you guys. Keep that energy up. Keep focused. You got 10 more seconds. We get 10 more seconds. Good. Make sure you're even out on either side as well. And you made it. Fantastic work. Now you don't have to stop here. If you want to continue through and get another 1 or 2 more sets, please do. You can easily incrementally grow this from a 10 to 15 to 20 and up as high as you want. But thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you in your next workout.